Julian on the Brown Note and a couple of quick reviews as I'm getting a backlog of albums at the moment, so I just thought I'd race through a couple of albums. Yves Tumor, real name Sean Bowie, and the fifth album, Praise with the worst title since Sophie's album, actually far worse. Praise the Lord who chews but which does not consume, or simply Hot Between Worlds, which is just a mind-blowingly bad title. I featured on the radio Safe in the Hands of Love and Heaven to a Tortured Mind, which were both brilliant albums over the last sort of 5 years. This is his fifth studio album, or their fifth studio album, based in Italy, I believe born in America. Yeah, Miami, Florida. It's a game of two halves because I'm really liking I want to keep saying on this album that they sound a lot. They remind a lot of King Cruel, and I'm a big fan of King Cruel, and The Ooze was one of my top 5 albums of the last decade. But they're drilling almost Joy Division-y bass, and quite heavy drumming and often quite heavy guitars. I think this is actually produced. Oh, I thought this had someone else on it. Maybe not. It's his. Their. I'm going to do this all the way through now. I don't normally either. Their music is a lot more rock than you'd expect. They're in a pocket a bit like Prince, and their last 2 albums have been so good. The Prince comparisons held water. I think in this instance, often the soundstage of this like really drilling and quite loud bass, some squally guitars, some quite heavy drums is awesome. Where it's not is probably half the tracks, the songs aren't very well written or developed. So I thought the opener was really, really good. Made me write down King Cruel straight away, and I love the drums when they come in. Remind me of the Stray Cats. I've got a track list here, would probably help. Yeah, the opener, God is a Circle. Again, Lovely Sue, the second track, really doubles down on that bass. Good use of female vocals. And the third track, Meteora Blues, has some superb wall of sound guitars. Very, very rock. You wouldn't expect them to be that rock. You would expect neo soul or something, but really does seem to be pushing it further and further. After that, it's a mixed bag. I thought Parody, great guitars, but it's less a track lyrically and vocally. There's not much to it, and a lot of these tracks hew in around the 3-minute mark and sound a bit underdeveloped. 6, Heaven sounds like us like a hood. Heaven surrounds us like a hood. Doing really well today. Again, it's just treading water a little bit. Operator, it's got a great soundstage, great bass, great guitars, not a massive amount of song in it. In Spite of War, I thought it was a much better song. It's got more of a variety as well. The other thing is they set up this great soundscape, but it doesn't vary very much from song to song. It's used over and over again, and I do remember the previous albums it being quite imaginative and out there and experimental, and it's almost like this was done quite quickly. They'd set up the band to sound like that, and they'd just race through everything. I don't research anything, so I don't know if that's the case. Again, Echolalia, it sort of all blends a little bit into one. I liked Fear Evil Like Fire. It's a better song. It's got a nice, really skippy drum beat. So quite a new wavy feel to this album, particularly with that drums, bass going on. Purified by Fire it's got a good soundstage, but it's really messy. It's an instrumental, and it sounds really compressed as well. Ebony Eye, which ends the album, is probably the strongest song on the album. So I just wanted to race through that one and the following one quite quickly. It's still a good album. It's just a lesser album for me than the last two. There's not much in the way of songwriting here, and a reliance on a really good soundstage. I really like the sound of that sort of band thing, but it is used a lot, and it does it's a law of diminishing returns, and you find yourself admiring the sound but feeling it's a bit repetitive, and also that it's there's songs that are really underdeveloped across a lot of the album. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10 for Yves Tumor, and I'm not even going to say the title again, but I definitely rate the previous two albums as being absolutely, they were in my albums of the year, the previous two. So 6.5 out of 10 this time, sadly.